Hey all, welcome to part 6 of our Merfolk Summoner of Wu. I'm Ultraviolent 4 and I've got a little bit of trivia for you. How many of you know that Australia is among the top countries in the world for piracy? I think until about 2 years ago when we got Netflix here, we might have actually been number 1. So it's a little bit better now, but I'll give you a bit of an example. So say you wanted to watch Game of Thrones here in Australia. You have to have a cable package. There's only effectively one of those. It's called Foxtel. It's owned by Rupert Murdoch, and they have exclusive rights to Game of Thrones. And so you can't just even buy a small one. You have to have a full-on cable package. You can't use HBO's online streaming service. Even if you try to use a VPN and pretend you're not from Australia, if they catch you, they'll ban you. So you either pay, I don't know, $50 a month or something for cable, or you pirate it. And then, let's say you want to pirate something, and you have crappy Australian internet. It takes you hours to download it, and then, I don't know. I don't know any of this firsthand, of course, but it's what I've been told. So, yeah. Alright, this is the current run. We're on D11 at the moment. We're still currently trying to find our entrance to the Orcish mines. We sort of got caught up for a little while in this crazy vault here. It's full of a bunch of Hell Knights. And I hope I've got RF on. Yeah, good. We're still wearing, this ringmail fire resistance. I could just totally ignore this. The Hell Knights, especially if they can't see us because they're not going to blink, can't get out. But I feel like I want to. For one, we already started, so we're, invested. But also, bear with me for a moment, because I think it's kind of appropriate. So, we're a merfolk, it's a water species, right? Water is kind of related to ice, maybe. And then this is a fire-themed vault. We've got lava, we've got Hell Knights who shoot firebolts. So if you think about it, us doing this vault is kind of like a song of fire and ice. Mostly I just want to do it. Oh yeah, although the issue is fighting 3 of them at once is kind of scary. Is this the only way in? Hang on, let's see. We're going to XV them. How many of these guys have blink? 2 of the 3. Okay, so if I just... One's trying to hex me? Oh, they can do pain, okay. By the time you see Hell Knights, normally you don't care about pain at all. So that's not a big deal. But I'm just trying to see if I can get one of them to blink across so we can fight it one at a time. Or I could just make imps go at it forever. Can imps take down Hell Knights? I suspect not. But stranger things have happened. This cold one's actually winning. Alright, double cold imp. Let's go. Okay, they were winning. Go cold imp. Go. Alright, it's not working. Alright, I don't actually know how to do this vault. Except, unless we went invis, but we don't really have a way of doing that. We don't have any... Oh yeah, we can do cause fear. I remember now. Okay, we can try to fear them away. And then maybe that way we can fight these guys one at a time. Oh, okay. I wall jumped in and I hit that one. So I actually snapped it out of its fear. Okay, never mind. I got to wall jump back out. Well, that one's poisoned now. We got about a 50% chance to disintegrate it. No, I didn't kill one. Come on. I kind of don't want to use all of our disintegration, but that's sort of what it's taking here. Oh, come on, just... Please, just one more. Okay, well we got one of them. Let's go more decks. Okay, so that's 1 of 3. So at this rate, we'll only have to go through all our consumables. I'm trying to fear him away again. Oh, he blinked across. Okay, this is good. Now I can fight him in here one at a time. Okay, that works. Alright, that was a lot easier. So now for the last one, we can just wall jump in again. Cool. Alright, we did it. And I don't think there was actually any loot in here. A potion of heal wounds. Okay, hashtag worth it. Could go check all these other hatches up, but I don't know. Surely the orb run is not going to involve flying or wall jumping into here to pick one of these hatches up. I'm just going to forget about it. Oh yeah, Sonia's around too. I forgot about that. Let's see if we can polymorph her. Okay, she became an orb spider. That works. Or does it? It's too fast. Okay, that's alright. We stabbed it. It's susceptible to poison, so as soon as we stab it, it's going to go down. And then let's see what Sonia had. It looked like she had an enchanted blowgun. +3. That's definitely better than our +0 blowgun. That's pretty easy. And do we want a short sword of draining? Probably not. Alright. Yeah, that's D11 finally done. Oh, except for this Ghost Vault that we're never ever doing with a Rakshasa and a Deep Elf Annihilator. Alright, D12. This has to have Orcish Mines in it. A glowing short sword. By wielding this, there's a risk that it's distortion. It's speed, no. I was testing it though because getting a lek would be a winner. And oh, alright, I forgot we do lunge stabs. Nice. This looks scary. It's a big, square, symmetrical looking vault. Enormous looking vault with stone walls. If that's a version of the grid especially, it could have a lot of really scary monsters in it. I'm talking fire giants and the like. Which reminds me, let me just take off our ringmail of fire resistance there and head back to our proper ringmail. Also, I thought that bug was fixed, but that's a really annoying one where it does exclusions outside of the vault as well. Nice. There's Snorg. How would we kill Snorg? Sneaking up to her, I guess. Alright. It seems like a good Serpent Slash time because we can make sure we get in to stab. And then, well, there we go, get another free one. And note how our lash is still up. The top right says lash 1. If you do, you can do moves that aren't movement. That sounds funny. You can do moves that aren't movement between your Serpent Slash and you'll keep it up. So for instance, in that case we did a stab that was just an attack. But I could sit here and I could do wands and I could do other things and the status would stay up there. One that's probably, hey, more 4 charges on our Wand of Clouds. But one that's probably worth mentioning is that going up or downstairs does not count as a movement for Serpent's Lash. So it's not free. If you want to use Serpent Slash to escape from something, whirlwind pin it before you go upstairs, because then it won't follow you up. Although it might still, say, hit you with a spell or something. Alright, the Hornet's susceptible to poison, so you just need to get a stab on it. Okay. If we find our Orcish Mines entrance in here, I think I'll be very tempted to just go in rather than deal with this enormous vault in there, because God knows what's in there. Got a new potion. That's agility. Still stabbing. We're still, hey, there's our Orcish Mines. Look how big this thing is. It's basically the entire height of the floor, all the way down here. So I'm going to say whatever in there is probably terrifying. I mean, not Caustic Strike's level of terrifying, but we could be talking about Tengu Reavers, Fire and Cold Giants, Frost Giants, they're sometimes called, and so on. So I don't want to go in there yet. Maybe we'll come back when we finish the rest of the dungeon. Okay. I don't know if this is usual, but I feel like I'm seeing a lot of dispersal traps. Seem like they're really common, maybe. Let's stair dance this stuff up, or not. Okay, no, let's stair dance it up. There's no point fighting so many... Oh, there's something here. But fighting a whole bunch of priests at once is just going to get us smoked for no good reason. So we can stair dance. We can get some good value out of just whirlwinding here. The actual individual orcs aren't too dangerous, so by getting some AoE, do some bonus damage. There's a two-headed ogre. Alright, we're starting to get some more scary monsters here. So as, with the individual random orcs where they weren't dangerous, I didn't have to summon lunge, but with two-headed ogres and trolls, it might be worth it. If I can remember where the butterflies are. Okay, I just want to get rid of the... Alright, that's okay. I feel alright about taking one of these guys up. Or we could just lunge him and try to get confusing touch off. Alright. Okay, we're all good. Alright, I was hoping to sort of stair dance one of them up, but the butterflies was doing a good job of keeping the others away. So I did effectively get to fight them one at a time, which is all I was after. The only thing that I'm really afraid of in here, except for maybe uniques, are the Orc Sorcerers due to their paralysis, which is what took down my last Merfolk streak when I was playing Fedas actually. But if I'm paying attention, we have the Longsword Demon Slayer that gives us a bunch of MR. So I'll try to keep an eye out for that. I'll keep an eye out for those. Preemptively going to make butterflies. That is an Orc Knight. That is another one actually you need to be afraid of. Because of their battle cry or the Orc Warriors, if they're around, to give them 150% damage. It's no laughing matter. Yeah, like there's a guy with the polearm here who's mited. I walked completely the wrong way, so I walked away from the stairs. That's really dumb of me, and I've cornered myself. Fantastic. Oh, wow. Okay, well I've got 11 digging wand, but I can actually probably just loop around. Okay, so that was dumb, but not life-ending dumb. Let's see, again, he's got just a +2 battle axe. Let me see if I can... I did get the lunge stab with the confusing touch, but this mited one then hit me, and we lost a lot of HP, so I don't want to mess around here anymore. I'm just going to go back up. This is really dangerous though, because now the Orc Knight's sitting there. Okay, let me test the theory. So I'm going to put confusing touch up. I'm going to preemptively Serpent's Lash, so we've got the Lash 2 status, and then we're going to go downstairs. Okay, so that seems to work. So now we appear on this side, still with 2 lashes. So I've got 2 free moves here now to attempt to confusing touch the Orc Knight, where he can't retaliate. I guess actually there's really no point doing that, because Serpent's Lash is an instant ability anyway. So I could just do it when we arrive downstairs. Okay, so never mind. That's not actually that fancy. For a second there I thought, wow, that's amazing. But it's not really. Oh. I don't know where this one is to the right of us. It's just going invis. We don't have any C invis at all. Get him. Man, confusing touch is an absurd spell, just by the way. The thing that makes it not work is hit dice, but because all these orcs have fairly low hit dice, they just get destroyed by it. I mean, as does everything really. Ooh, this is interesting. It's a new labyrinth, which is not called labyrinth anymore. It's called a gauntlet. I'm trying to remember, can you leave the gauntlet if you go in? Or are you just... I think you're just trapped in there. Huh. Alright, let me see. I've done one gauntlet before. I've seen it once. But I don't remember. I think you can't leave. So I think once you go in, you're trapped trying to complete it, or you're just going to die. Let's see. It's a magic map. Is that worth going into? Oh man, this is a crazy ending. I think this is the one that's full mostly of orc sorcerers and ogre mages, which is actually a pretty good ending for us due to us not lacking MR. But do I want to go for the gauntlet? It's up here. Maybe, because probably quite a few of you have never seen it before. So, and we're not streaking anymore, so maybe that makes it doubly worth. Alright. Because this is still with the really buffed Minotaur as well. So you have to fight him at the end anyway. So I don't know. It's still bad. Oh, we just got alarm trapped. Okay, so the entirety of the orc floor is running at us. So I think it actually makes sense to run into the gauntlet. Okay, maybe I could have just run back upstairs, but still, let's just quote unquote escape into the gauntlet, and I'll show you how this works now. Oh, you can escape out immediately. Oh, cool. All right. So there you go. Lesson learned. You can skip the gauntlet, so you can always come in and have a look. So it makes sense to at least check it out. And we can auto-explore around, and I'll show you how the gauntlet works. Alright, so at the end, right at the end, you got your standard Minotaur ending, and again, it's the buffed one, so he's always going to have javelins, he's always going to hit for a lot of damage, he's always going to have a plate mail and a chain mail, or a plate mail or a chain mail. And then you've got a gauntlet that you've got to go through to get there. Alright, so I think there are various different layouts, but you basically choose whether you want to go left or right, and then that affects your path. So say, you can see here, if we picked right, or up or down, I guess, up or down for this orientation. So if we went down, we'd first have to fight bees, which isn't too bad, I guess, because we've got a venom weapon. The next one is a cold themed, and lastly is a lek. Oh, and I see the fencer's gloves. They would be really good. They allow us to riposte with anything. So we could even riposte with our dagger while we're doing whirlwind moves. That would be pretty sick, actually. Okay, top. If we went top, we'd have a wizard first up, another cold themed one, and then this is like an abyss floor, I guess, because we've got thrashing horrors and the small monstrous things. But I don't know, I feel like I want to go for the fencer's gloves. We can have RC in here against the cold themed one, and we've also got RLEC on this armor, so we can have all those things. And you get to rest between each one, so it's not like you have to fight them all at once, and it uses these transporters. Oh, the top one might have better loot. It's got an artifact ring, potion and scrolls that we don't know. And if I do /- to have a look, there are still quite a few scrolls we don't know, but it could be acquirement. And of the potions, experience, might, and resistance, all three of those would be pretty valuable. I don't know, I just feel the fencer's gloves would be really, really sick. They'd just be fun to use. So I'm gonna go for that one. For that reason alone. I don't think there's a huge difference between the difficulty of the enemies here. The main scary thing from the wizards are MR, and we've got that on Demon Slayer. And then, yeah, it's not a huge difference. The RLEC one down here would be a lot scarier without RLEC. You'd pick the top. but we don't have that problem. But anyway, let's take on the bees first. So I don't think there's anything. I don't think we need to buff up for this. We've got our poison, and we've got a venom dagger. Yeah, so I think we can just fight them. This is kind of cute. I think maybe the queen bee could have berserked the other bees through the glass, but decided not to. Alright, so that one was pretty easy. What do we get? For our troubles, we got a flame wand. Very exciting. And a plain plate armor. Okay, for this next one, we're going to want RC. So let's put on our ring mail of cold resistance. I did put it on, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Oh yeah, note as well. See here, when you're in the gauntlet, there's a no teleport status. So you can't read a scroll of teleportation. I think you can still random blink. Let me test. So I'm wielding the longsword demon slayer. Can we? Oops. We can random blink. I'm not sure about controlled blinks in here. I don't want to just randomly read my scroll of blinking. I don't know if that would waste it. I don't want to find out. Alright, and so we've got a cold themed one. Let me eat. What are we going to use against the ice statue? The ice statue won't care at all about a venom dagger, but I think it's susceptible to fire. Correct. So I think in that room, the falchion of flaming maybe makes sense. Alright, so let's put that bad boy up. Let's pop into this room. Oh, we even got a lunge off. What's really funny is this Rhyme Drake hasn't even noticed that there's a fight going on here. Okay. I want to get out of the flaming clouds. Okay, Rhyme Drakes are just resistant to cold, not immune or extremely resistant. So it actually took a fair bit of damage from the cold cloud there. Let's have a look. It's got a bit of AC and not much evasion. I'm wondering if a one of Scattershot will do much to it. Let me find out. Just for science. Quite a bit of damage, but still not going to kill it. We just got hit by Flash Freeze, which just frozen us. Okay. I can back all the way up and then reset this fight. Okay, so the thing to know about ice statues, and most statues actually, maybe all of them, is that they don't heal HP over time. So you can always fight these guys slowly. You can just chill when you're hurt. Chill like the ice statue itself because it's really cold. And then just reset the fight whenever you're ready. Alright, cool. So now we're full HP. What we could do, for instance, say we had some sort of projectile, like say, even if we just had tomahawks or javelins, you could sit back here, throw them. I don't want to be standing in the ice cloud. You can throw them from range, and then if you get hurt, just step out of its vision. And you can take as long as you want, but it will never heal its HP. This is no hurry. Alright, anytime it does those cold clouds or say hits us with a shard of ice, I'm going to back up. Good. We got one potion of mutation for our troubles in this room and another plain plate armor. Very good. I'm going to remember to change to our RLX armor before we go into the next room, because that would be tragic. Alright, so we get that back again. These guys can see invisible, but in saying that, we don't have any invis. That's kind of irrelevant. But these guys are demons, so they're susceptible to holy weapons. So I think the longsword demon slayer might be the play against these guys, because they're resistant to poison as well. They're not. A 6 Furhy is not resistant to poison. That's kind of crazy, but I still feel like the Demon Slayer might be better. So I'm going to go with that. Okay, cool. Oh, I got them all. Alright, awesome. We get a Potion of Curing, a Glowing Falchion, which we can test because it might be a Lek, or again it might be Distortion. It's Holy Wrath. That's never going to be as good as our whatchamacallit one, our Artifact one. And then we get the Fencer's Gloves, really cool weapon. They let you riposte from any weapon type. Can be kind of absurd if you have, say, an Executioner's Axe or something like that. But even just riposting while we're moving around with a dagger is pretty busted, because we can do whirlwind attacks and we can also riposte. Let's drop our regular gloves and put on these bad boys. Yeah, so now we're going to get riposte dagger strikes. And then we're going to go fight the Minotaur now, which is actually really scary. Because yeah, again, it's the Javelin guy. So what we can do is preemptively spam a bunch of butterflies and hope that he doesn't just have Javelins of penetration, because if he does, he can throw them through the butterflies. It doesn't seem like he does. That Javelin hit and hurt. And I'm hoping that, yeah, okay, he gets in range like this, and then we can just put down our Wand of Clouds and hopefully just kill him. Really get our butterfly. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. And look at that, we got Mephitic Cloud, so we just win this fight. He's confused, we can stab him. Could you go confused again? Good, too easy. We got Remove Curse. Let's eat him, just in case. Alright, and then, oh, there's a Minotaur zombie. So I guess these really are just like the rooms at the end of the labyrinth. And a plain leather armor, great. I like to turn my auto pickup off so I can actually see what's here. Not much. A Scroll of Enchant Armor and a Book of Necromancy, which we already had. Okay, so that's pretty disappointing. I guess what happens here with Gauntlet is that the loot at the end has probably been nerfed because you're getting some as you go. And yeah, there's no way to do the top as well, so you really get to do one path and that's it. Because I would like to get that artifact ring, but not to be. Alright, so this wasn't so bad, I guess. Let's turn our auto pickup back on. Let me just check. No, nothing else we can see. Alright, so when we leave here, because of the alarm trap, everything's going to be awake and swarming us. So we can just run for the upstairs. Are we riposting stuff? Let's see. Probably not the best time to be playing around looking. Did we riposte? Hang on. We're blocking attacks. Oh, alright, there's our first Orc Sorcerer. Yeah, if we don't have the MR on, it's a 43% chance to paralyze us. Okay, well let's not mess around with that. I'm going to put Demon Slayer on, and I'm going to just back for the stairs. Where am I? What's this guy got? Battle Axe of Venom. I'll just take him up. And then we'll deal with the Sorcerer on his own. We don't have any RN or any RF, so even without, or even disregarding the paralysis, the Orc Sorcerer can still do a lot of damage just with the bolts of fire and negative energy. Like that one hurt. I don't know what this Ogre Mage has yet. It can have hexes as well, in particular Paralyze. So I'm going to want the MR against those as well. But again, they put out, or can put out, extreme amounts of damage with Lightning Bolt, Crystal Spear, and the bolts. But it's Crystal Spear that you really have to worry about. No, these guys keep standing back. Yeah, that one went invis. That tells us something. So it has confuse, haste, other invis, venombolt. Okay, so this guy isn't quite so scary. Oh. The other thing is that these sorcerers can summon demons. And in particular, we're quite afraid of sun demons. They're fast and they do a lot of fire damage, and we don't have an easy way to get RF. Of course, we can't just change our armor in the middle of a fight if it pulls out a dangerous summon. Alright, that hurt. That hurt again. If you can, you want to be fighting these summoners on stairs. Yeah, look at this. It's because of the alarm trap. This end vault is full of lots of sorcerers and ogre mages, and because we got alarmed, it's just pulling the whole floor to us, which in some ways is kind of useful, because fighting them at stairs means that you can always go back up if they summon something. You can reset the fight that way. As much as I would love to lunge attack here, if the Hellwing then stands on the stairs, we'll be in trouble. So I'll go back up and rest. Let's reset this. Let me get back to the stairs. Yeah, more coming in. Good thing we have a means of getting MR. If we didn't, this would be really, really bad. I'd probably leave actually and come back later. Oh, we're super drained now. Got red drain. Another ogre mage. Another cool thing that we can do, if we're running away, and there's Nagale. If we're running away, we can put up confusing touch, and now especially that we riposte with anything, we could potentially riposte and confuse enemies that are chasing us. Nagale, however you say it, also has Bolt of Draining, so I can see us getting extremely drained with the amount of, sorcerers and the like that we're fighting. Let me just put out my dagger to stab her. I don't care about MR against her, so I don't need to have Demon Slayer out, but I do against the others. Oh, we got it. Okay, yeah. It looks like this Ogre Mage does have Crystal Spear. That's another one again. This is crazy. Oh, yep. Speaking of Crystal Spear, we could die here going upstairs right now. The Crystal Spear guy is hasted, so he could shoot us with 2 Crystal Spears as we go upstairs here. And as well, this Orc Sorcerer could hit us with bolts as well. I mean, it's unlikely, but going up here, we might die if we're super unlucky. No, never unlucky. At this point, I think I want to go down a different stair, because that's getting a bit sketchy. Having 2 Ogre Mages and an Orc Sorcerer all at the one time, camping the stairs. I'm going to see if I can just alert them and pull them back down. Please just go down. We're Crowed -8 right now. Crowed -16. Fortunately, the Ogre Mages aren't camping this out. Yeah, because that would be really dangerous to run into them. So, not great plays there, but I didn't get punished, so it's okay. Come on, just go down. There we go. We're still waiting on those ogre mages. I don't know where they went. Maybe they went back home again. Good stab there. Yeah, that was one of them. So they went back into the vault, which is interesting because I wouldn't have expected them to be on patrol duty. Alright. So that was kind of dangerous. Fighting the Orc Sorcerer that far away from the upstairs means that if it made a Sun Demon, we would have been in a lot of trouble. But I was also tempted to confusing touch it because it could have just fallen in the lava and insta-died. Unfortunately, it did not insta-die. So I'm going to run back to the stairs. Hoping not to get too drained in the process. There's a Sun Demon. This is why we want to be on the stairs, so we can go back down and reset the fight. There's at least one more Ogre Mage running around that I know of. We got into our first shop. So this has Potion of Heal Wounds, which is really good, and a Potion of Might that we don't know. We have 5 Potions of Heal Wounds, so I'm just going to mark these. We may as well find out what all our shops have before we start blowing all our gold. There it is. Do we know? It has Confusion, so I guess we'll pull out our MR sword. And I should actually check what's gone now. But I should have checked. Okay, well, we heard a sizzling splash, so now we'll never know. But if there was useful loot on that Ogre Mage, it just fell into the lava, never to be seen again. I don't know if it saw us. No, it didn't. New Ogre Mage. Alright, this one has, we don't know yet. Yeah, we do. Venom Bolt. Okay, so it's again not a scary one. I remember when those guys used to have Banish on them. They were a lot worse than they are now. Another potion shop. Potion of Haste will be nice. Probably also Might again. Curing and Agi. We've only got one Agi. I'll put that on our shopping list too. But for curing, we've got 8 of those. No hurry. We've got more Orc Sorcerers. Oh, I'm so tempted to try to stab him, but if I pull out my Dagger of Venom, it will have a chance to paralyze us. Great play. Okay, it worked. Let's pull out Demon Slayer again. Cool. That's a +4 Dagger of Freezing. The Dagger of Freezing isn't too exciting as a weapon, as a dagger. Let's see here. A Rune Scarf. Well, we've got the Cloak of Poison Resistance, but our poison is already on our armor. So I think that's one that we're going to want to check out. And none of the other things probably are worth it. Now we've got a new Ogre Mage. And this one, some more Hex ones where we have no evocations and a box of base. Wand of Acid, probably the most useful one there. Maybe also Lamp of Fire, because that's really good even without evocations. But let's see, I think that's all our shops now. Alright, so, well, I was about to say nothing too exciting, but let's find out what the scarf is before we do that. If it's temperature, that would be really good. Yep, there it is. Alright, that's really nice. Let's drop a little bit of extra AC that comes from our Cloak of Poison Resistance. And now we have RF and RC all the time. pretty pumped about that. So we can drop our 2 ring mails. Alright, that's nice. We really needed that because we don't have any rings, so we had no way to quickly get those resistances. And then I guess let's grab these potions. So I'll go the potion of might. How many haste do we have? Only 2. So we'll pick up the other haste as well, and the agi at this shop. Not too worried about curing. We've got 8. We can always come back if we use a bunch. And in this one we'll get heal wounds and all the mites again. And I think that's it. We could buy the other stuff, but we're not really in any particular hurry. I mean, if we want to make box of beasts for random summons, we may as well just make actual random summons. Alright, yep, so that's our orc done. Let's finish off the dungeon. I don't really want to go in that scary vault just yet still. I'd feel a little bit better about it now that we have RF and RC at all times, but I still don't want to mess around with it yet. I'll do the dungeon and then we'll see what's in there. Okay, don't want to test this up hatch. Let me just X that out right now so I don't forget, because it could take us right into the middle of this, which we really don't want to do. Have we been riposting? We are riposting. Alright, so we're doing some dagger riposts, which is pretty cool. And do we riposte while we're moving? I mean, in theory we should, but I didn't see one there. Oh, yeah, okay. Gotta be careful about these alarm traps now. Well, rip. I was about to say, because as soon as any enemy steps on it, we're gonna get marked. But he summoned a new one on top of us, I think. Alright, so this looks pretty bad. How do we get out of this one? We're also marked. I think we pull out Demon Slayer, and then we evoke a random blink. Unfortunately, this isn't, or fortunately, it's not as deadly as it was about 5 minutes ago, because we now at least have a point of RF. Oh, we can wall jump too, except that we can't, because anywhere we could wall jump is blocked. So never mind. We're just gonna random blink. That. Here's a random Yaktor. I was hoping I could manage a wall jump back down, but that one quickly jumped in the way. Let's random blink again. And I was about to say, we're gonna have to stop this in a second potentially, because you don't want to start random blinking when there are calcifying dust clouds around, because if you blink into them, you're going to get calcified. How do we deal with this? Confusing touch on the Catoplepus is probably the way to go there. And we can just loop back around. Everything that's chasing me is going to get calcified. It's actually kind of useful. Can I wall jump here? No. Okay. This is fine. This is totally fine. Yeah, it's probably an unseen horror. If I go upstairs here, I'm in the cloud, so I'm going to get petrified, but that's okay, because there's nothing else coming with us. So we get petrified on our stair back up. It's fine. Oh, it's a shadow. Fair enough. I'm running away with confusing touch. Okay. It didn't work. Against the ugly thing, I don't need to have extra MR, so I'll take it off. Good. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I keep forgetting how dangerous this Catoplepus is. Because he keeps taking me off the stairs. I want to take him up if I can. Although, actually, alright, that was actually really dangerous. He could have clouded me again. I'm really not respecting the Catoplepus at all. Alright, well now that he's gone, this is much less scary. I've noticed that one of these kobolds has a hand crossbow. Okay, Merfolk have a -2 aptitude. That's not so exciting. I wasn't sure about that. I thought that they were bad. Yeah, they're bad at all bows, crossbows, and slings. They're basically just born to polearm. Alright, this regular stair up could be again right into the middle of this, but at least in this case we'd be able to immediately go back down. So I'm curious. Okay, it wasn't inside. And apparently I never explored over this side. Oh yeah, because I manually went down. I remember now. I'm not going to mess with this floor. Let's keep going. On to D14. We have not seen our vault's entrance vault yet, so it has to be on this floor. And I wonder how our training is going. Almost 15 on stealth. Almost 16 dodging, and then almost 15 fighting. Yep. I don't see any great reason to change that training up just yet. Okay, I now don't want to be messing around with this anymore. You know what's interesting? Oh no, it's not the stabbing boots. I was just thinking... Hey, never mind. I was... In my head for a second there, we had the boots of the assassin, where you get to stab with any weapon. But it's not that, we have the fencer's gloves. So I was about to say, you know what? Because we have that now, we could grab this bardiche and do some bardiche stabbing. But no, that's not a thing. I'll think about it if we find the assassin's boots. Oh, that's a Hydra. At this point, oh, it doesn't matter. I was going to say, oh, it's a shot mimic, debated. I was about to say, I'm not as scared of a Hydra as I used to be. But if it doesn't wake up, it's irrelevant anyway. Nice. Can you confuse water elementals? Yes, you can. I'm going to shoot the flame wand at that one. Flame wand's really strong against eels. And of course we're super stealthy in water. Tengu warriors really not flying? They are, okay. Thought so. Oh, damn it. So I was like, can we stab this whole row? That would be amazing. Answer no. This looks like a good time for some summon stabbing. So let's make our butterflies. I'm going to confuse, and then I'm just going to sit back. Okay, because while it's confused, it can hit the ones behind it. You know what, I may as well be lunge stabbing while that's going on. It just seems so silly. It's a thing, I swear. This pressure plate is going to make redbacks. Problem is we'll be completely surrounded. But we get riposte attacks. I'm doing it. And apparently on our move in, that I don't know why they're all whirlwinded. That's kind of bizarre. So the basket fell as we moved onto it, but then it counted as... It still counted our movement turns, so we got to whirlwind them. That's kind of bizarre. Okay, this is a bit scary. What I was imagining in my head was going to happen is that we're going to riposte them all, and then we're just going to die to all the poison from our riposte attacks. But having 8 redbacks all attacking you once, it's kind of scary. Fortunately, they have really low MR, so this is my plan for Spider, more or less, and that's to just spam Cause Fear. So most of them run away when I do that. I don't know why I bothered to do Confusing Touch there, because the redbacks are fine just to fight, because as soon as they get poisoned, they're susceptible to that, they're going to die. There's Roxanne. Not worth fighting her. Here's our vault's entrance vault. Let me just check. Okay. Oh, this is really cool. This is brand new, and I've only just noticed it now after how much we've done it. We're now seeing a chance to confuse with Confusing Touch. So it's telling us against this human, we have a 60% chance for it to work. Against the Orc Knight, it's 50%. That's really good. That didn't used to be a thing. I've never seen that, or never noticed that before. Very cool. Okay, I need to be, without any MR, I need to be a bit worried about this deep elf archer. It's got a 44% chance to confuse us. So I'm going to pull out Demon Slayer. Right, so I have to bring Confusing Touch up, and I just need to examine one of the enemies. That's a little bit weird, but there you go. Got him. Oh, I couldn't resist the stab. But this is like the Orcish Mines all over again. We're risking being paralyzed if we have sorcerers and mages on our screen. Oh, I'm so tempted though. I can Serpent Slash in here to stab him to make sure he dies. I'm gonna do it. I did the wrong ability. That one. I like how the others don't notice that there was an explosion of chunks right next to them. Like, no, nothing's going on here. Okay, he had a bolt of venom. That was actually bad of me. To again, not immediately pull out our MR sword. Because that guy could have had paralysis and I didn't know. That is just a great sword. Alright, it's D14 done. We're on to D15 now. So one more floor of the dungeon left. That's a +2 shield of protection. Alright, looks like it's time to make use of our shield manual. Let me just grab that real quick. Let me not get paralyzed real quick. We'll dance him back up. I don't want to go back down this stair because there's an Etten chilling. So we'll just stab this stuff. Oh, we got pigged. Oh, that one turn pig. I can Confusing Touch and try to Confusing Touch the Manticore, but I think that's a no-go as well. Apparently we have not seen our third downstairs, which is interesting. Oh, because it's guarded by Roxanne. Huh. Okay, well this isn't good. One's got Kirky and a Manticore, and the other's got an Etten. Alright, well I'm not going to deal with that now, so I'm going to call it an episode right here. If you join me in the next one, we'll try to finish off D15 here. I might even skip it if this is too scary. No, but we'll probably finish off D15. We'll go see what was in the crazy vault upstairs, and we'll start doing our layer rune branches. See you then.